Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Hello.
Today, we're setting our sights on one of Europe's most captivating cities,
Yeah.
the vibrant capital of Portugal, Lisbon.
Hmm.
We've got a fantastic stack of sources for you, brimming with a curated list of top attractions.
Yeah, and our mission today really is to distill the most important nuggets of knowledge, those surprising facts, giving you that perfect shortcut to being truly well-informed about Lisbon.
Okay.
And maybe we should start with its local name, Lisboa, and that famous nickname, the City of Seven Hills.
Right. The Seven Hills.
That alone isn't just a fun fact. It hints at both the stunning, unparalleled views you'll discover,
Okay.
and yes, maybe a bit of physical effort in exploring its charming, winding streets.
Okay, so let's unpack this. City of Seven Hills.
Mm.
What does being built on seven steep hills actually mean for someone experiencing Lisbon? Beyond just, getting a good workout.
Well, it means the city itself is like a constantly unfolding panorama. This unique geography, it just naturally creates countless miraduos viewpoints.
Miraduros, right.
Think of them as free public balconies sort of scattered across the city. You climb up these steep streets. Sometimes you're a bit breathless.
I bet.
But the reward is instant. Truly spectacular, unimpeded views. You see the terracotta rooftops, the historic districts, the glistening Tagus River.
Wow.
Our sources especially highlight Mirador da Senhora do Monte, Mirador São Pedro de Alcantara, and Mirador da Graca as must-visits.
Okay.
And often there are these little kiosks nearby. You can grab a cold drink, sit down, and just soak it all in.
So these miradors aren't just pretty spots then. They're actually kind of intrinsic to how you understand Lisbon.
Exactly.
It's almost like the city encourages you to continually gain new perspectives, literally, on its layout and its beauty.
Mm-hmm. Precisely.
Now, if those natural viewpoints give us that high-level map, what about descending into the city's heart, the man-made grandeur?
Ah, yes.
Our sources really spotlight the Rua Augusta Arch. I found this fascinating. It's considered one of the most famous arches globally.
It is, yeah. It was built to commemorate the city's incredible reconstruction after that devastating 1755 earthquake.
Right, and it's in the Central Baixa district.
That's the one. Always alive down there. Shops, cafes, tourists, locals, a real mix.
Okay.
And what's really insightful about the arch, I think, isn't just its scale, though it is grand. It's how its construction so soon after that disaster became this public declaration, defiance, rebirth.
Ah.
It's not just a landmark, it's a powerful statement. It sort of embeds the city's spirit of overcoming adversity right into the architecture.
That makes sense.
Oh.
And just a short climb away, still in the historic center, sources point us towards the Castle of San Jorge.
Yes, the castle.
A medieval castle perched right up on one of those hills, offering these sweeping views of the whole city and the Tagus River.
Mm-hmm.
And a single ticket gets you both the history and the views.
That's right. Access to the monument itself and those incredible vistas. It really reinforces that idea of Lisbon's strategic vantage points, doesn't it?
It does.
Whether they're natural or man-made, these elevated historical sites, they were clearly chosen for their commanding views. Not just for defense, but maybe to project power, a sense of grandeur during key periods in Portugal's history.
Okay, let's zoom in on a particular district. Our sources universally highlight Belém as a real treasure trove.
Oh, absolutely. Belém is key.
It sounds like a must-visit because it has such a high concentration of significant attractions. Makes it efficient for exploring.
Incredibly efficient. You could spend a whole day there and feel like you've really dived deep into a major part of Lisbon's story.
So, first up in Belém, the Belém Tower, also known as the Tower of St. Vincent.
Mm-hmm. Iconic tower.
It's beautiful, this fortified tower, completed way back in 1519, UNESCO site.
Right.
Originally part of a defense system on the river, but also a ceremonial gateway.
Exactly. For returning explorers, ships arriving, it was the grand entrance. And yes, you can go inside, climb the tower, get even more fantastic views out over the Tagus. The Belém Tower really stands as this tangible symbol of Portugal's rich maritime history, the age of discovery.
That whole transformative period.
Yeah, 15th to 17th centuries. Portuguese explorers charting new worlds, establishing trade routes, fundamentally reshaping the map,
Wow. And just a few minutes walk from there is the Pedrados Descobrimentos, the monuments of the discovery.
That's right, very close by.
This one's 20th century, though, celebrating that same age of discovery. And you can climb this one, too, for a different perspective.
You can, yeah. You get this unique view of the square below it, which has this huge marble compass rose laid out, It's 50 meters across, 160 feet.
Whoa.
And from the top, great views again, the river, the Leam Tower, the rest of the Belém district.
Okay.
And what really illuminates this area, I think, is how these two monuments from different eras, remember, stand so close together.
Right.
They powerfully narrate Portugal's expansive exploration history right there on the riverfront. It creates this concentrated historical narrative.
That's fascinating. Okay, let's shift gears from grand history to something undeniably delicious.
Yes, I know where you're going.
Pastel de nata.
The one and only.
Our sources are unanimous.
Mm.
This is the national pastry of Portugal. And if you're in Lisbon, you must try it at Pastéis de Belém, also in Belém, conveniently.
You absolutely must. It's practically a rule.
And here's a surprising fact. They've been using the same secret recipe since 1837.
Since 1837. It's incredible. There's often a long line for takeaway. You'll see it snicked down the street.
Right?
But it moves surprisingly fast. And actually, there are loads of tables inside if you want to sit down, have a coffee, and really savor it.
Good tip.
You know, a core insight here is that the pastel de nata isn't just a pastry. Its origins back in monastic life and that consistent secret recipe. It reveals this unique continuity in Lisbon's culinary heritage. It's like a delicious symbol of how the city embraces tradition and pure enjoyment. It really connects you to the cultural fabric.
I love that. And if you happen to have a bit more time in Belém, sources also mention the National Coach Museum.
Oh, yes, the Coach Museum. Quite something.
It boasts one of the best collections of historical carriages in the entire world, apparently.
It really is impressive. If you have the time and you're looking for something a bit different, it's definitely worth a visit. Very opulent.
Okay, noted. So beyond grand monuments and delicious pastries, Lisbon also offers a dive into unique artistry. What did the sources reveal here?
Right, that's where the National Tile Museum comes in, the Azulejo Museum.
Azulejos, those distinctive blue and white tiles you see everywhere.
Well, often blue and white, but they come in many styles. They're decorative ceramic tiles, and yes, you see them all over Portugal.
Okay.
This museum masterfully presents their history over the last 500 years. It really highlights how an art form like this can become so central to a nation's visual identity, adorning everything from churches and palaces down to, humble homes. It's practically the visual language of the country.
That's a great way to put it. So what does all this mean for extending your exploration beyond the city limits? Lisbon, our sources suggest, is also a fantastic base for day trips.
Absolutely. Really convenient ones, too. First up, you've got Sintra.
Sintra. Heard a lot about this place.
Yeah, it's only about a 30-minute drive from Lisbon. It's a UNESCO heritage site, famous for its many 19th century romantic palaces and castles.
Including the really famous one, Peña Palace.
Well,
Looks almost Disney-like.
that's the one. Peña Palace is iconic. Sintra attracts loads of tourists, as you can imagine, but it's easy to get to rental car, train, or you can join a guided group tour.
And what's striking, apparently, is the contrast between Lisbon's urban energy and Sintra's fairy tale landscape.
It's a really distinct contrast. Feels like stepping into a different world, almost romantic, much greener, yet it's so close by.
Okay. And then there's Cabo de Roca and Cascais.
Right, heading towards the coast, Cabo de Roca is literally the westernmost point of continental Europe. It's set on this high cliff, really dramatic views of the coast and the Atlantic Ocean. It's about 40 minutes from Lisbon, and actually only about 10 minutes from Sintra.
Oh, okay. Very close.
And then there's Cascais nearby. Lovely coastal town, used to be a fishing village. Nice for a day trip or even an overnight stay. It's just a few minutes from Cabo de Roca and maybe 30 minutes back to Lisbon.
So that offers a great logistical advantage, doesn't it? You could easily visit Cabo de Roca and Cascais on the same day.
Absolutely. You could, and our sources even note, for the efficient explorer, a complete circle is possible in one day. Lisbon to Sintra, then pop over to Cabo de Roca, down to Cascais, and back to Lisbon. It's just under 100 kilometers, about 62 miles all in.
That's very doable.
It is. And it's fascinating, isn't it, how these geographical and historical edges, like Cabo de Roca, the very limit of the continent, they sort of broaden our understanding of Portugal's unique place in the world.
How so?
Well, historically, as a maritime power launching off into the unknown, and today as just this land of really dramatic natural beauty meeting the vast ocean.
What an incredible deep dive into Lisbon and its surroundings. I mean, from those challenging hills with the rewarding views
Verduras.
to the historic monuments, speaking of resilience and discovery. those unique culinary delights like the pastel de nata,
Definitely a highlight.
the specific artistry of the azulejos, and then these captivating day trips offering a complete change of scenery. It really sounds like a city that offers something for every kind of explorer.
It truly does, constantly blending its profound past with its very vibrant present.
Yeah,
And remember, as always, knowledge is most valuable when you understand it and can apply it. So we hope these insights might help you think about how you'd shape your own exploration of Lisbon.
absolutely. So what stands out to you listening to all this?
Well, maybe consider this, how all these diverse attractions, ancient castles, maritime monuments, traditional pastries, unique tile art, how they collectively paint this rich, dynamic picture of a city that's constantly evolving yet still so deeply rooted in its incredible past.